Hey there, Taurus. Johnny Alchemy here. Thank you again for joining me on my channel. We're going to be doing your January 2024 monthly reading. So we're going to jump right in. Cool. Again, this is going to be a general reading. So take what resonates, leave what does not. And we will see what messages the universe may have for you to help manifest or create the life that you want. Okay, lots of good things. Love this. Okay, so first off, let's talk about your recent to long-term past. Magician, right here. It's really asking that you were making something happen, or that you actually, no, talking about past, you've made something happen in a certain sense. You've really just manifested something where, you know, I see for some of you, we got the Two of Pentacles and we got the Ace of Wands here reversed. It tells me a story about just like, you know, you've had to make a big decision of some kind with that Two of Pentacles. Maybe weighed the options, you know, tried to see the pros and cons of something. But then at the end of the day, you chose not to move forward with something. And I'm looking at these other cards down the road and it looks like it's only been there to serve you. But you really used your willpower to choose the road to choose something maybe a little bit more conservative. You know, I look at the wands and I see, you know, the wands talk about adventure and trying out new things, experimentation, etc. But I have a feeling you chose something that was more in alignment with you. I mean, that Pentacles goes right in between that Magician and the Ace of Wands. And it really shows that you chose you if you were on the other side of that scale, really. That Magician is telling me that, you know what it is that you want on the big picture sense of your life. And not just something on the everyday, temporary thing. You manifested something that you probably really, really did want to happen. Whatever situation that may be. You know, I can only say so much, but yeah, in the past, I think it's only come to serve you. As we go down to the present, you know, for January, you know, we have the Judgment card here as well, right underneath that Magician card, another major arcana. I think you've answered like a certain calling from the universe, something that really you feel like you had to do. Something that was just very important to you, that really just was something that you had to do, that would just answer to your most authentic self. I mean, I look down to those people coming out of the graves. They're like being renewed, being reborn in a certain sense. And without any clothes on, they're being their most authentic self, shedding of old skin, you know, an evolution of some kind. It shows that you put a lot of work as well. We got the Eight of Wands here. So here, I mean, it probably wasn't an easy thing to make happen for some of you, whatever decision this was, whatever you want to manifest. But this Eight of Wands is telling me you put in the work. You know, you were focused. This comes right in the middle of your whole spread. So it shows me like the energy and work were the big things to make this happen. And by doing so, it leads to the King of Cups right here. So there's a lot of emotional stability. I mean, for some of you, it could have been moving on from a situation or a person of some kind. But ultimately, it leads you to this emotional just strength, you know, empathy and understanding for yourself. You are in control of your emotions. You know how to handle your emotions. You could be in the middle of your emotions, but not be swayed by them. So that King of Cups energy, it shows real strength on the emotional realm, you know, getting mastery over that. And I think it ultimately serves you because it also denotes, you know, just deep fulfillment for something that you have been trying to achieve, trying to manifest in your life, something that was a deep calling. So now in terms of that, let's go on to the future. Let's go for possible outcomes, etc. Here we got the Ten of Wands here reversed. So here it's telling me that I think by doing this process for some of you, it's going to relieve, I mean, by going through this decision making, it's going to have all of these benefits from you, like that King of Chalices, like that Judgment card, and it's going to relieve a lot of pressure and a lot of weight off of your shoulders. You know, there could be a lot less for you to handle, a lot less for you to be responsible for, you know, than now that you can kind of just reap the rewards from what you have done. You know, and not have to be the one carrying all the baggage, all the weight of the situation. I have a feeling here, we got the Nine of Cups here in reversed. with the Three of Swords, which is weird, you know. So with that Nine of Cups and Three of Swords, I have a feeling here it's really telling me that you are moving on, especially with that Ten of Wands looking at it as well. Like, by the end of the month, you really are going to be moving on from past pain for some of you. You know, it could be a heartache of some kind. Something where you really did feel emotionally fulfilled maybe at one point. But then when you had to move on from it, it was painful, where you had to possibly let it go, you know. But I see more healing here. I think all of this healing is what I was talking about with that King of Cups, you know, by realizing, you know, that you have to let go of very satisfying situations that were, you know, that were fulfilling at one point, and getting over that loss. But then also addressing that, you know, and feeling the weight off your shoulders, you know, by healing yourself with those, with your emotional capacity. You know, you get to that King of Cups energy. So I see here in the future, it's like you are, these are the things that you really have dealt with that are coming to a close, if that makes sense. There are certain things that these are the things that you're going to be healing from by the end of that month, because ultimately that King of Cups is where you sit in that power. You will sit in that emotional throne of power. So by doing so, by going through this journey, I think by dealing with those heartache, past disappointments that were once fulfilling, you know, dealing with the stress of taking everything on, and just learning to let go of those things as things get easier for you, possibly, you know, by letting all of those things go, you will find your strength and power over your emotional realm and health. So that's kind of what I see for some of you. You know, it seems like you didn't go forward with something, or you had to let something go, a situation go, and let them go their own way, if that makes sense. And you've really just started to work on yourself on the emotional realm. And by handling very specific things from the past, you're able to free up your heart to heal, to grow, and ultimately to make yourself more available for your loved ones and potential love for you down the future, if that is something that you are looking for. So let's move on to some clarification cards and see what they have to say. Empress, yep. Self-care. Fool, 100, yep. And the Moon, all major arcana. Love seeing this. All your major arcana are like right on this side too. So I love that. It's kind of telling me like this is like the big picture stuff right here. So we got the Empress. I mean, self-care. As I said, for some of you, you know, you had to make a tough decision. I think it was a difficult decision for some of you, but it really was for you. It wasn't about anyone else. That Magician, you're trying to manifest something that you wanted, solely you, just you. And it really is going to take care of yourself, because you're showing self-care by answering your soul's call, by answering, you know, those calls from the universe that say that you need to do something, you need to make this happen, you know, and to trust in the universe to take that leap of faith, as the Fool does. So here, that Empress, again, self-care. When you move on to the Fool, right next to that Judgment card, talking about you really took that leap of faith and you trusted the universe to start this new journey, to go off alone, to do something for yourself, really, above anyone else, but above any type of expectation as well. So you trusted the universe, and finally it comes to this healing process. You know, it's funny, as I said, like, you know, you're going to be healing from all of these things in the bottom of your reading, talking about future, and you have the Moon at the very end. So really it is, you know, that shadow work, I feel like, for some of you. I think a lot of you, this is asking that you took a decision to heal yourself. You took a decision to spend time and energy with yourself, to focus on yourself, really. A lot of you, you know, this Moon energy is telling me you're taking that shadowy journey into your subconscious to heal something. You know, that shadow work where you take your light, like the Moon, and you shine it on the parts where you are hurt, and you try and bring it to light for observation, for analysis, for healing, ultimately. And you kind of clear it out, and you kind of let it not fester there anymore, and you bring it to yourself, you bring it up to your light, and you bring it to your sense of awareness, so that it becomes wisdom and not just pain anymore. So here, that Moon energy, I think these, as I said, those three things, dissatisfaction, past trauma from hurt, being overwhelmed, all those things are going to be healed being in line with that Moon energy. Let's pull out more cards for clarification, please. Focus, love that. Channeling, that's been coming up a lot too. Enlightenment, love. Okay. So here, focus. I mean, when I think of focus, it's like you're focusing, or like you're trying to put your attention on one thing. And as I said before, the focus is on you. You know, in that decision you had to make, you made it about you. And you are putting yourself as the prime focus right now, especially for January 2024, start of the year. I think that's a great way to start the year in terms of, you know, making sure that you are okay. You want the correct things for this year. You want to put the right plans of action out. You want to make sure all of your intentions are in alignment with what you want as well. So putting yourself in the focus, especially for the start of the new year, wonderful place to be. We got channeling as well. This came up in another reading, I believe. But yeah, it's like really channeling your highest self, what that looks like, how that person would act, behave, and think. So channeling that person, and then when you're confronted with certain decisions that have to be made, or you have the ability to react to a certain situation, then you could really channel and say, like, you know, is this how my future self would want to handle this situation? How would they handle this type of confrontation? You know, would they react? How would they react, or would they respond? You know, what type of decision would they make when there are two different paths to be chosen? Which one would they choose would be most in alignment with themselves? So in terms of that, channeling exactly who it is you want to be, and understanding to bring everything that you learn up there down to the present, and then start embodying that person. Finally, enlightenment. I love seeing this because of any type of shadow work or any type of healing journey that anyone takes. It ultimately comes to enlightenment. You know, you learn a lot of new insights, especially about yourself, through self-discovery, through the darkness. So there, that enlightenment process, by gaining new insights from the universe, you are only becoming more intimate with yourself. And by knowing yourself, you have true mastery and power over your decision making, over your emotions, like I said, with that King of Cups energy. And ultimately control over your life, you know, by being enlightened to how life works, how to navigate those harsh moments, and how to navigate even happiness, you know, how to deal with that. You are learning how to navigate life and how to make the most of it and how to make it work for you. Let's pull one last card and see what else we got. Miracle. I love seeing this because it's really just like the sun coming up over the horizon. You know, like a new day, miracle. So really, I really feel like for some of you, this is like a new day for you. You know, this is like after a long time of darkness, you've really chosen to focus on yourself and to make something happen. And it is going to help you and serve you toward the end, absolutely. You know, and you're starting to see that sliver of light coming up from that horizon. I'm looking to that moon card, same exact thing. You know, it's like you're starting to see the light at the end of the tunnel, the light from the darkness. So I kind of see that wonderful miracle that could happen when you are diving deep into yourself to discover who you are, find out what everything means to you, and really just to heal from past trauma, so you don't have to carry that crap around with you anymore. You know, that you're not going to be weighted down and have things from the past that hurt you that are going to affect your future decisions or future way of being, if that even makes sense for some of you. So this is kind of why I see for some of you Taurus out there, you know, there's a lot of healing, and you're choosing to really focus on yourself, and ultimately miraculous things are going to happen to you. Happen for you, really, you know, by taking this journey and by dealing with stupid things from the past that are no longer applicable. But by doing so, you're going to find a new day rising for you down the road, for at least for the month of January 2024, for the start of the new year, which is actually really wonderful as well. So if this reading did resonate with you, don't forget to hit that like button. Leave me a comment if you wish. I love hearing from you guys. And consider subscribing to my channel if you haven't already. Would love to keep in touch for future videos. But that's all I got for you right now. Thank you again for watching, and I will see you again really soon. Goodbye.